Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rick's Blazin Takes. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Let's get right into it. Rick Blaze coming at you live and direct. Another episode of Rick's Blazin Takes. We're going to get right into it. Yesterday we had some ball games. Yesterday was June 27th, Screw Day. Today is June 28th, it's Hump Day, Wednesday. And let's get into these games, right? So we started the game. The first game we had was Run DMV versus Southwest Atlantis. Hey, this Southwest Atlantis team, y'all better stop playing with their name. Y'all better stop playing with their name. They got some players who knows how to put the ball in the basket. And I say this. My man Nick Hugo had a huge game. He was the talk of the town. He was showing off. He had a bunch of highlights. He was the bee's knees. But after you done doing all of that talking and all that cheering for all the great things that Nick Hugo did, you look up and DMV still couldn't come out with the win. They made the most noise. They were the most entertaining. But Atlantis was just straight business. They had 4 players in double digit. DMV did. Again, Nick Hugo had a monster game, 11 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and 11 blocks. Broke the record for SimWorld. And I'm telling you, it was fantastic. But what Atlantis do? Had 5 people in double digits. Led by Keontae, is it Smythe or Smith? I guess it's Smythe. 16 and 12, a double-double. Blaine Kidd with 14. Theo with 14, Mickey with 11, Zimmerman. They just played solid ball. They jumped out to this big league, and I'm seeing this happen more than one time with Run DMV. I don't like how they win. A lot of their games, especially as of late, has them trying to exert energy coming back because they're getting so far behind in the beginning. I don't like the way that looks. When you get to race 1 and this elimination is just one game, that's not how you want to go into it, right? You don't want to go into this thing being down 10-12 in the first quarter and then trying to crawl and scratch your way back into tying it up and then taking the lead. That's not that's not sustainable winning basketball against really good teams. We saw with H-Town, they did it a few times early in the year. But once good teams get you down, put their foot on your neck, most of them do not let off the gas. So Run DMV got to figure some things out. They have an exciting ball club, but if they're going to allow themselves to get down so many points at every first and second quarter, they're going to be one and done in the race to 1. Shout out to Atlantis. They're playing really, really well. Next game, ATLians in Europe. ATLians, man, they just getting the job done. I like they're one of those teams you never really think about, but then you never can really count them out. As of late, they've been playing really, really good basketball. You have to give them credit. They've been getting the job done. Quiet as kept. Duval had 24 points. He chunked up 20. At least he went 50%. Man, the last time that boy went 6 for 1,000. He went 6 for 1,000, man. So he went 50%, 10 for 20. That's respectable. Mahu had 17 points to help him out. And, you know, on the side for Europe, their 2 best players had bad shooting nights. Papa Leonardo, Big Papa Pump, 4 for 11, 36%. Henry Vekic, 4 for 13, 30%. You just can't have your 2 best players not show up in games like this, and that was the determining factor. Their 2 best players didn't show up, so they didn't give them a chance. Next game, Indy Stripes versus Gulf Coast Lockdown. Again, I hear a lot of Indy fandom. There's a lot of guys that want Indy to win, that cheering for Indy, and that's cool. I'm not here to bash on Indy. Great win for Gulf Coast Lockdown. They're still in the hunt. I think this loss for Indy sealed their fate. You had to get this win. Let's be honest. If you're asking yourself as a team and you're looking yourself in the mirror and you're being honest with yourself, hey, if we can't beat a struggling Gulf Coast lockdown, then maybe we shouldn't get into the race to one. At some point, you got to ask yourself, if we can't beat Gulf Coast lockdown, then we probably shouldn't be in the race to one. Indy has one gear that's outscore their opponent. Any point in time they can't do that, they're going to lose. They can't make a stop. They led most of the game. Gulf Coast came and took it at the end because they knew they could, because Indy's going to leave that door open. And now what's really interesting is Gulf Coast did all this, and De'Aaron Cruz was coming off the bench this game. He only had 10 minutes. So it wasn't even De'Aaron Cruz that just lit him up. So their number one guy, who's been their number one guy all season long, in De'Aaron Cruz, had 10 minutes. Now, he scored 13 points in 10 minutes, so he was all about a bucket. I like Coach Pope's strategy. Yo, let's switch it up. Let's get funky with it. You know what I mean? Let's just get funky with it, and let's just see what it is. You know, I don't know if they're planning on trying to make this run for the push for the playoffs, or if they're planning for next season. But gutsy win by Coach Pope. Indy had to have that win. They had to have that win, and they did not get the win. And I think they're out. I mean, I thought it was a long shot in the beginning, but I think this last loss pretty much sealed their fate. Bernard James, 19 points, 5 assists. Also, you had Johan and 10 points, and Reza Red with a rare double-double. They just couldn't get a stop. They just couldn't get a stop when they needed to stop the most. On another side for the Gulf Coast, Suna Chopper style, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. He led the way. Deontay Joyce, 15 points and 6. And again, De'Aaron Cruz, as I said before, 13 points in 10 minutes. He came off the bench and just like, I'm just going to fire this thing up. Great job by the coaching staff. Great job by the team. Great job. H-Town and Lone Star, I was on the call for that one. I had to see it. June 27th, we had to see the matchup. And, it was a great game. H-Town, as I predicted, they got the juice. H-Town got the juice right now. They got it at home. They pulled it out. It looked good. They made it look good. They got it done. Simple as that. They got to find more consistency. Vince Magic gets it done. Aaron Payne led the way. And for Lone Star, you just got to get creative offensively. Offensively, you got to get more creative. You don't have enough right now. And first of all, I think Jason's the number one option. You stop all that. Nene is Robin. Jason's their Batman. Don't get it twisted. I'm watching the game. Nene is Robin. Okay. So Lone Star got to figure it out offensively. Cascadia versus Queen City. Hey, this was a must win for Cascadia for me. I told you I was off the train. If Cascadia lost this game to Queen City, I was off the Cascade train and I would never gonna return again. You hear me, Harpo? But Cascadia got the win. They needed that win very badly, and they got the win. They gutted it out, 78-69. They were led by, of course, the King himself, King Arthur Lattimore, 20 points. And then McGrady chipped in with 13, and Chris Owens with 10. Also, Montel Cage had a good game, 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. Big win for Cascadia. They got to keep it going, though. They got to keep it going because they got to leapfrog some people. So they needed that win really, really bad, and they stepped up and got the win. Kudos, Cascadia. I'm still with you. I'm still around with you guys. You were scaring me, though, because y'all was looking soft with an extra T at the end. But y'all stepping up. I appreciate it. I respect it. Let's keep it moving. Last game, the nightcap was BTA versus Showtime. I picked Showtime to win, and I was wrong. BTA got it done. BTA just got it done. I mean, that's not too much to say about it. BTA got it done. Tyson Simpson, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 13 for 17. Look, I've been saying all along it's been Bronny for Player of the Year all year long, and I said it's not even close. Maybe it is a little close. Maybe it's a little bit closer than what I initially thought, because Tyson Simpson is doing big man stuff like no other big man can do it. Corey Yams is a good defender. He's a very good defender. I think he's on the list for Defensive Player of the Year, and he should be one of the people on the list. But there was nothing Corey or Showtime could do about Tyson Simpson last night. Nothing. I don't think there was nothing anybody could have done against Tyson Simpson last night. When BTA gets him the ball, he has 17 attempts, which he should be given 20 attempts every game. He's damn near unstoppable. He's really close to being unstoppable. And I got to give it to BTA. They shot really, really well as a team. They shot 50% as a team against a Showtime team who does not give up great shooting percentages. Ori had a really good game, shot 71%. Duffy had a really good game, shot 62%. They were hitting their threes. Like they had a. Is this the real BTA? I don't think they're this good every night. They're probably a little notch down below. If this the real Showtime, I don't think they're this bad. They're probably a little bit up higher. But my question is this Showtime offense now? Is this Coach Joyner's offense, or is this still the other coach's offense? If this is still the other coach's offense, then Joyner implement his offense. If this is Joyner's offense and he's not doing what the other coach is doing, and this is his offense, then they might be in some trouble. We forget that Showtime low-key is on their third coach. Coach Smith ran whatever Coach Smith ran. The interim coach had him for a while, ran whatever that was, which was Coach Hamilton, I think. And now Coach Joyner. And he's doing – so I don't know. Hey, it's a weird time to be trying to figure out offenses and stuff like that. But they didn't get it together. Nick Moss had a terrible 14 points. He shot 5 for 13. Brunny, they had a terrible shooting night as a team. Brunny 5 for 12. Corey Yams he was 2 for 4. He only took 4 shots. They had a terrible shooting night. And they had a terrible shooting night. Brunny didn't get going. You know, Brunny has to get going for them. So they need to. If I'm Showtime, I'm throwing this game tape out, and we're just gonna start afresh. But if I'm Coach Jordan, I got to figure out what's going on. Right, I got to figure out what's going on. And maybe Marsh is right. Maybe what Marsh was saying was, hey, this Showtime team, they don't really get up for the sub 500 teams. They only get up for the major teams. Maybe so. Who knows? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but they need to figure it out. That's the games, man. You know, Wednesday we got some more games coming up. Make sure y'all stay locked into those, man. So on Wednesday's we got a bunch of games. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games on Wednesday. It's a lot going on, man. Y'all let me know what's the prediction for today's games on Wednesday? Who y'all think's gonna win? Put it in chat. Let me know. Till tomorrow, I'ma holler.